Hello there, Nerdbanks. Welcome back to our Aston Martin run. We're halfway through the season, and we're going to continue where we left off. We're about to go to Paul Ricard. But before that, we have a couple of things we need to fix. We have a new regulation vote, apparently. And I believe we also have a school invitation, which we, again, will not attend. It doesn't seem to be anything super special. If it was something like talent scouting, I might join, but this one just seems like a bit of flavor. And because it's the only bit of flavor, I don't really see what the purpose is, but I should probably have a look at the game files. Regulation vote in terms of sporting changes here. Point allocation, of course, we're going for point allocation, why not? No extra points as well. We're going to vote against. I like the current point system. I don't know why the game wants to change it every single season. Bit weird, especially since it always goes through. Austrian Grand Prix, we exceeded expectations. I can't actually remember how we finished. Have a quick look here, calendar. Austrian Grand Prix, previous race results. We actually ended up in the points. Yeah, that's why. We had a good week, as you say. But yeah, the goal here will be very simple. I think we're going to slow down a bit. We're going to do some design, mostly research, and we're gonna slow down this first season a little bit so it doesn't end up as Williams said, where we dominate everything from season 2 and onwards. This might still happen even if I purposefully slow down, so fair warning there. But yeah, we got the school done, we got the regulation mode done. Hopefully we will not have changed how points work, but again, kind of hard to estimate here. We have a research going for both our wings and chassis. And honestly, I can live with this. In terms of warehouse, I'm just double checking that everything is in order to be safe. And yeah, I think we're good here. Again, we're going to try and get 8th place. That will be the goal. If we end up higher, so be it. But 8th place will be the goal itself. Now, CFD Simulator has been upgraded, which is actually beneficial to us. Do we want to upgrade it again? I don't think so. We have 16 million to go on. The science center will be done in 2 months, and we also have the summer break within these 2 months. If we want to directly upgrade it to level 5, we're going to need, I think, 32 million. So we do not have any extra money to spare here, sadly. We need to save every penny. Let's have a quick look on how our vote went. Yes, for once the teams actually voted against. Yeah, I have no big problems with that point system. I just feel like the current one is a lot more fun. A lot more... There's more horses in the fight, although top 6 might be more reliable, if you will. We've had some good performances here, but I'm a little bit hesitant to go above 15th. Because, again, we are developing our car slowly. And that makes it kind of hard to go all in. But... we'll try 15th or above. We might see if we have another good result here. We might go a bit more aggressive on our goals, but for now, that's what we're sticking to. We are ready for the French Grand Prix. As you can see here is the expected compound performance. The softs will be 2.5, well, 2 6300s quicker than mediums. The mediums about the same, or rather 3/10s quicker than the hards. But with the degradation here, it won't be, well, too many laps before they're all equal. About 10 laps in, the softs will be equal to the mediums, and 10 laps for the mediums will be equal to the hards. So, with that in mind, I think that we're going to do a pretty passive strategy here. We're just going to do medium to hard. It seems to be the best thing we can do. We also had a pretty horrible quali here, as you can see, 16th and 17th. So, either the opposing team have upgraded their cars, or I just had a shit quali, which honestly could be either or. But we're going to take a loss in terms of money from that. But I think this is what we'll go for. We'll just do a simple medium to hard, starting on softs and getting up to a higher place on the track. Could be viable, but I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to try the medium to the hard one. I don't think we will be able to save time by going on the softs, although if we want to, we could try something like this. In theory, it's 8 seconds slower, But if we're lucky with, say, a safety car or something else that allows us to switch on to the hards a bit later, we could. So it's a second slower in theory, but I think Alonso can pull it off and make his way up the track here. So let's have Vettel on a slower, well, faster technically, strategy, safer and faster. And let's put Alonso here in a risky strategy that might pay off if we're lucky.
It's bright and sunny. And here we go with the French Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
There we are. Feels good to be back in the Aston Martin save, to be honest. Now the big question here is, will Alonso be able to make something work? He's the only soft runner. The rest of the field are all on hards or mediums, so he should have, for these first couple of laps, a couple of tenths extra pace compared to the rest of the field. And we'll have to see here if he can make something out of it here, or if he's going to just get bogged down, because currently it does seem like everyone is just doing their own little thing here. But now he might be able to make a move on Norris, and should probably give him the overtake here as well. That way he might actually stand a bit of a better chance. But so far I haven't seen any big moves. Got a little bit blocked there, but I don't think he'll send it here. We'll speed things along, and hopefully, yeah, Alonso can make this stint work. Get a little bit up into a better potential DRS train. It's going to be rough on him,
DRS enable.
but I think he can make it work, hopefully. Got Norris at least. Do a little bit of harvesting. Got Magnussen as well.
With a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Even if we get Schumi here, we're just going to get to the front of the DRS train, I believe. Yeah. So we're at the front of the DRS train. Now the big question is, can we chase down the train in front of us? And that I think is going to be a bit difficult. We're probably going to be stuck here, even with these softs. 4.5 to 4.7.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't have the race pace really to catch up to the DRS train run by Russell.
A new race position for Haas.
The Mercedes just have so much more speed compared to us that we can't really do anything about it. So for now, I think we're just gonna have to either live happily where we are, put it light, have the tires run a little bit extra, have Schumacher pull the DRS train, and basically just allow our tires to survive, or we need to go all in and pull a gap here that is big enough that we can run free air without pulling all of these guys on the slower tires after us. But I don't think we'll be able to pull something like that. We'll see though. Nah, won't be able to do it. So for now, we'll just run as we have been. There's nothing really to change here. We might, as I said, go light on these and then go light on the hards, just to try and make them last. Because I think Vettel's strategy here, although he is further back on the pack here, is probably the best one. We can give him some overtake, allow him to try and get a bit further up the field, if you will. And you see the speed that Alonso actually has with DRS.
This is good.
Yeah, we're gonna try and stretch these softs, and we'll see once they reach again. Either he start losing out a lot to the people in front, or he Vettel has already overtaken him. Gonna put him back to neutral here, going a little bit too quick. So here's the thing: other people are starting to pit.
And it's paid off. Let's take a
Let's see what Vettel did.
So this was the Aston Martin.
Good lunge. A good send. But yeah, I'm a little bit unsure, because what we could do here is gamble on, even if we pit here, Magnus is already a pit stop behind, well, the top 4. But we could get up to Hamilton. So we could try and allow Magnussen to pulse along, do what we're doing with Alonso here, and just conserve the tires. And potentially again get ourselves onto a better DRS train, because that is basically how the game is played. If you have a good train, you'll be in a good spot. Let's chuck this in the garbage bin. Let's move this a little bit more to the left. We could make this work. we'd be running about the same time as doing the current strategy. We could make the hards work by running as we will, or we could just get onto another set of softs, push them a bit harder to get back up. And honestly, that's probably what we should have done. I should have pitted Alonso earlier. Let's run aggressive. Let's get Alonso into the pits, and we'll see if we can potentially do something here. Get back up to the back of the others before the next pit stop, and potentially make something work with that. But it's the thing again. It's indecisiveness, and honestly being spoiled for choices because I had a lot of things I could do there. Yeah, as you can see, Alonso's already gaining on. Gonna stay out a little bit longer, I think. Could also pit now and just latch onto Alonso with those hards if we're lucky. Let's do it. Let's get Vettel in. Let's play it safe. Alonso is a little bit too far ahead.
Seems to have been a lockup.
But he is gaining on the DRS train in front. Vettel is not, sadly. Should just pitted Vettel when I pitted Alonso. That way Alonso could have pulled him along. Saved his tires a bit as well. In terms of lap times now, Alonso here is not actually too quick compared to the rest of the field here, as you can see. It's just a couple of tenths. So it's not really working. Old hards, these softs just burnt a bit too quick, is what I was afraid of. So when it comes to pitting here, we can overtake Norris, we can overtake Magnussen. But again, it's could potentially also get Hamilton. No, Hamilton has pitted.
Oh, did someone run
Let's just run aggressive here until these are down to about 40%, I guess.
Copy.
Push a little more, see if we can get something done here with potential for pitting. Because, as you can see here, both Magnussen, Norris, Ricciardo, they all need to pit. But we do too, and we have 10 seconds, we're 10 seconds behind, so that does prove a problem. But Vettel here can probably hold them up for us, which is what I'm banking on. Now, since we ran so long, we can probably just skip the hards altogether and go straight on the mediums, is what I'd expect. This should be where we went aggressive. And running the mediums on standard should be doable. And we'll do that. So, let's get Alonso straight on those mediums. That should be a okay way of doing things, I think. Come out very far back. Sad that he wasn't just slightly quicker. He might have been able to latch on to Sainz and Paris there for DRS helpage. And there we go. Now Magnussen, everyone is pitting. Alonso is 4 seconds behind them. Did they pit onto softs? Some of them did. Ricciardo still hasn't pitted, so Vettel should get him here on the pit stop. And sadly, even with those mediums, Alonso probably won't be able to make too much out of this, so we should just put him on the same strategy as Vettel. He got up quick, but due to the DRS train not falling apart into several pieces, basically just staying in 3 intact ones, the 4 in the front, 5th to basically, I believe, 12th, and then we had the 13 to the back. That caused Alonso some problems, honestly. Beldo will still have a decent race, gaining positions, but honestly, a little bit disappointed how it went. I should have planned a bit better for Alonso's sake. Should also probably deployed ERS here a bit earlier so that he could catch up to the guys in front and potentially make something out of this race now in the last 4 laps. Let's see if we can get him up to 16th at least. Could also, of course, go and push fuel earlier. You can probably guess that I am a bit rusty and not feeling too well.
Haas with an overtake.
Last lap for Perez. Can we make something work here? Vettel is 14th now. Go back to overtake. Probably won't be able to get it though. We're basically on the pit straight.
Is that a new race position
But
for Haas?
14th, 17th, not great. But it's an acceptable result considering where we started and how the race developed with the DRS trains. I think we can be okay with that. So with that, we have Paris actually winning. Ferrari 2-3, Verstappen 4th, AlphaTauri 5th, with Gasly, Mercedes with a 6th and an 8th. A bit disappointing, and Alpine, both Alpines in the points, and both AlphaTauris in the points. Alfa Romeo outside the points is disappointing for them for sure. First driver championship, we have Russell moving up. Lance Stroll 2 moves up. And constructors, we have no real changes. Alpine and AlphaTauri now on the same points. Let's see which one of them prevails in the end. Development-wise, not much to write home about, as usually is the things. And as you can see, we failed to reach Q2. And as a result, we suffered a bit of a monetary loss there, but I can live with it. It was my mistake. We have designed a new chassis, and we have a board review. They have high confidence. That is good, even after that shitty result. We're going to upgrade his reactions, as we usually do. Pace stats is what I focus on first. We're going to manufacture these 4 chassis. We will not have one for Hungary. And that is okay. We don't need to waste money on it. Currently, we have a look at a warehouse here. I manufactured chassis, front wing, rear wing we have not. Side pods we have not. I'm thinking we do side pods and then maybe a rear wing. We could start a rear wing because then it will be done by... well, we can't start one. We also have CFD time that I could put into, say, a side pod here, but I don't think we will. It has so few stats, so the CFD isn't as effective as it could be. What we could do, though, is put all this time into a new underfloor, because currently our expertise, as you can see, has increased by 13% from the one that we have fitted. And if we increase it further, then I believe things should look really good. Did we do an underfloor research project here? We did not, but we can have a quick look here to see what we can expect. We'll get a little bit more, since this is a design project with intense, than we would researching. Researching is just cheaper. I gave you a little bit less, but still decent. But currently we have 56% expertise here. This would gain us about 8% more. We'd gain about the same here, 6.5%. A bit more here. And 8% here, 8.5%, and 8.5%. So, as you can see, just this little bit of an underfloor upgrade is quite beneficial. So, what we might do here, even though I said I didn't want to go too hard on it, is that we might actually just go ahead and design a new underfloor. Because it's just that important for your car. It's so important that I've been tempted to try a underfloor only challenge, where the only thing I design each season is an underfloor. And anything else is done by researching balance, if that even. Just have one design slot do underfloors over and over again. But yeah, as you can see here, the stats here don't really match up to the ones that we saw in the research, and that is very simple. We have other projects that we've ran intense design on. We also have done a little bit of research. And because of that, the stats for next season's car will be better than our current season, even with this underfloor upgrade. But I think we are going to also slap all the sliders to the right, as we usually do. You can see here, that increases the stats a bit here, honestly. And as I said, I think we are going to do this. We're going to slap it on to intense. And it's going to cost a decent amount of money, but I feel like it's worth it. And again, this might be going against what I said at the start of the video. We don't want to get going too quick. But it's just it's so optimal. That's the thing. I hate not doing things efficiently. And the most efficient way of doing this is, again, well, it's not that I hate not doing things efficiently. I hate when there is a clear, efficient, good, and basically best route in front of me, and I want to walk somewhere else. I just can't do that. If the choice is the best one, I can't stop myself. Apologies. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to kidnap a engineer or two from, I guess, our rear wing research project here. Because the underfloor is just that important to us. And with this, it'll be done, as you see, a bit earlier, 8th of October. And with 8th of October being done for that underfloor, how will we look in terms of the calendar? Where will we be 8th of October? We'll be at the race weekend. Okay, so we'll not get it for Japanese Grand Prix. We'll get it for Dakota, Mexico, and the last 4 races, basically. So potentially we could score points there. Well, score points, score podiums if we really want to. With this underfloor, but I think it's fine. We'll have an upgraded underfloor for the last 4 races. If we have a bad second half now, we can make something out of that. We also have the design building coming in soon, I believe. Design center here in 50 days, and that will give us more engineers, so I can live with that. Next race here is on the docket, Hungarian Grand Prix, Hungaroring. Once again, we're just going to do the same thing we did last time, and hopefully we'll be able to pull it off. I think we should be able to, but if we do not, then I will be very, very sad. Ready with the Hungarian Grand Prix. As you can see from the compound performance here, it's only 600s between softs and the mediums. And with the degradation of 300s a lap, the softs will only be better than the mediums for 3 laps. Yeah, that's not good. So with the mediums to hards being almost 4/10ths and the degradation being 200s per lap, we're going to be sticking with the mediums. They'll be about equivalent to, well, it'll take 10, 15 to 20 laps before they become the same as fresh hards. So what I'm thinking here is that we go medium hard. It's just the best option, really. So we're starting 15th and 17th. We actually qualified worse. We qualified 16th and 18th, but due to penalties, I believe we've been moved up. Which could hint to that I become more shit at qualifying, or the AI has upgraded their cars. And I'm hoping it's the
Hungarian Grand Prix.
It's the second one.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
So, can we get both my drivers overtake here?
Use overtake.
Let's see if we can make something happen during these first couple of laps. Both Vettel and Alonso managed to sneak past Schumacher here. What happened to him?
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
And he also got Ricciardo. That's
So
a good,
this was the
that's a
Aston
great
Martin.
start. So, guess they're just slower. That's weird. Yeah, we'll have to see what kind of moves we can make here. Hopefully, honestly, Vettel should just go neutral here and just follow Alonso. Hopefully Alonso can make a move, otherwise we'll have to do an old one and invert the cars. We don't really have the straight line speed here to challenge Bottas and the Alpha, but if we maintain this, we'll be able to at least latch onto a better DRS train, which will be the goal. Now Vettel is actually falling behind a bit, so we're going to have him deploy to keep up. I'm just going to play the first couple of laps here. Do that DRS train to try and help things out a bit. Vettel is actually falling far behind, even with the deployment of ERS order. But we need to lash onto this trailing front, and if we can get rid of Schumacher at the same time, we can get ourselves a bit of a safer position, if you will. But this kind of awkward. Can Vettel make something work here? Maybe. DRS has been enabled. We still haven't gone through the first DRS zone. Go back to neutral, Vettel. You have caught up. And we might also need for Alonso here to do some harvesting soon. So, as it stands now, we'll have a DRS train up to 10th. We'll have Magnussen doing his own thing. We'll have the other train up to 4th, where Ocon is leading them. And then we have Perez doing his own thing, and the 2 Ferraris pulling each other along. Yellow flag in sector 3. Shows Bun all the way to the back. And we have ran out of ERS batteries, so we're going to have to recharge. It's not optimal, especially not with Vettel being this far behind. I didn't pay too good attention. He does have DRS though, so that is good. And hopefully the boys here can make something work, get back up into a safe position behind there, the DRS train. We're gonna kind of hang Alonso out here to dry to try and help Vettel. We're not gonna allow him to push too hard. We're gonna have Vettel use a little bit extra fuel and to get back up. I might be doing a little bit of too much micromanagement here in the beginning, but the train has now gone all the way up to Magnussen and potentially Verstappen if we're lucky. But we'll speed things along a little bit here. I think we're good. And tune it down. We have both of our drivers within half a second of the car in front. And I'm thinking this is when we harvest, if we will ever do it. Just harvest for both drivers. And if we end up falling very, very far behind, we'll have to change it back. So Vettel should be good here, having about 60-70% ERS. We can live with that. Need a little bit more for Alonso here, but he is actually falling quite significantly behind. So let's put him on push and make sure he stays within the 1 second of the car in front. We also have Hamilton behind us, which could prove a challenge, but for now, I think I'm happy with just allowing things to progress a bit. We have put our cars in as good of a position as we can right now. They're 13th and 14th. They're in a DRS train up to 10th, potentially 8th if we're lucky. So, well, Norris has been a little bit detached there, and now it's a DRS train to 12th. 11 potentially. So we'll have to see. Oh, that's a crash.
Was the Aston Martin. What a spin!
Spin that took out the.
And the team had such...
That's basically my reaction too. Okay, so did you have any damage? No damage, just a penalty. That's insane. How about Norris? Looks like Norris is good too, so... A crash with no consequence, I like that. Well, the consequence is, of course, that we get detached from the DRS train. Vettel is now running his own little race, and...
great play there. They've moved up a place.
I'll have to see what we do here exactly with Alonso. Vettel will just have to try and maintain position, try and get back up maybe. But we'll have to see how we do it in terms of pitting here, because we cannot pit them on the same lap now. It's just will not be doable.
McLaren gain a position.
We could sacrifice Alonso and try to have him hold up cars behind, but with how powerful the DRS is here, he'll be taken on straight anyways. So
it's a race position gained for
it's a shame to say it, but I don't see it happening. Now, even if we push everything here, we can't keep up with Gasly and Russell. So we might need to upgrade our car. It seems the AI, since last time I played, might have actually gotten some upgrades then that I didn't anticipate.
Alpha Tower regained the place.
Vettel still has a bit to go on here on his mediums. Same for Alonso. So again, we're just gonna leave things as is.
It's a race position gained from
It's not a terrible position. 24-4, 24-2. And the cars behind us are all slower except for Show. So I think we can be okay with the current situation as long as they don't have lap times that vastly better than us. I think we'll be fine. That is the main concern, and that someone pitted. Show, of course, should actually be able to catch up to us and get past us. It would actually be kind of surprising if it didn't. We are going to stretch the pit stop here by 1 lap for Alonso, I think, and probably 2, actually 3 laps for Vettel. But we'll get Alonso in now. We'll have him onto a better tie, get him to serve that penalty. Out in 16th, can he hold on to, what is this, Sainz and Leclerc? Probably not. He's probably already been left, but still, that would have been a nice DRS train for him to get back up. And we will have Vettel now come in and get on his hards, and then we'll just run to the end of the race. We've done basically what we could. We could micromanage a bit more, but the races will just take so long, the season will take forever. What I feel when I do that, so it's fun, don't get me wrong. I enjoy doing it, but well, I could also do a season where I micromanage every race, but I feel like those videos will quickly become boring. There isn't too much happening. And again here,
Sounds like someone's
Alonso
locked
will
up.
catch up to Vettel. He just has better pace stats. So given that they have the same machinery, same everything, Alonso will catch up to him. But this isn't the worst thing that could happen. They can now potentially pull each other along. And that way, attach themselves to DRS train in front. Hopefully Vettel, though, can actually maintain. Let's put him on push. Let's deploy some ERS here. I want Vettel to
Looks like Aston
stick to
Martin
the people in
have
front.
just gained a race position.
And he has stuck to the Haas. Can he stick to the rest of them? Big question. Yeah, looks like he actually left Magnussen behind and got up to potentially Alonso here. So we're going to slow Alonso a little bit down.
There's been a lockup.
It's probably not the best option I have, to be honest.
Yeah, copy.
But the goal there is just to pull them away from, well, the cars in front. Show has a car that is better than ours. We will not necessarily be able to catch up to him. We could try, but it would come at a cost, and that cost would be Vettel.
Car in the wall. Yeah, copy.
We have a car in a wall. Is that a safety car? Nope. And it's not a car that we overtakes. Maybe we will overtake
Now,
Hamilton.
Just watch the Mercedes here. Clearly, something went.
Front wing went better than having your rear wing go. But sadly, I don't think we have enough that we'll be able to do something with Hamilton here. Potentially now, when Perez overtakes him, we could get something going. Nah. Hamilton's actually quicker than Perez right now because he's on fresh tires. Probably softs to the end. They're just slightly quicker, but they're still quicker. Even mediums would be quicker than what I assume everyone is on right now,
Oh, there's a
hards.
spin.
So, yeah. Still in a good position. We just want to keep 15 behind us, really. And I can say that I'm happy with this race. It's, we're going in it from the aim is 8th. We're technically 7th. If you stack teams up 2 by 2. And honestly, we also have 3 teams behind us fully, so it's okay. It's not okay. It's really not okay. Okay, that's bad. Can we conserve half a kilogram of fuel on 9 laps? Let's hope so. Looks like we might. I hope someone's been yelling at me because I kind of deserve it right now. Looks like we're good though. Luckily this didn't happen on a track where the fuel is a bit wonky like Silverstone or Suzuka. Thank goodness I actually caught that. We are pretty safe, so I say let's just run it on conserve for now. That way we cannot run out of fuel, and it's just, again, 3 laps to go. That was, oh no. Also had a little spin, but no damage done really, just Vettel and Alonso switching positions. Luckily.
Take a look now. Now watch this. Here's Alonso's car. Oh dear.
I'm glad that Vettel put glue on his tires and didn't do, well, the same spin basically.
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
There we are. We're done with the Hungarian Grand Prix. Not the best result we've ever had, but still, it's kind of where we aim to be, honestly. Maybe we'll be able to get a little bit better for the last 4 races, I'm thinking. Ferrari 1-2, Red Bull 3-4, Alfa Romeo back in the points there with Bottas, good. AlphaTauri 6th and 9th, Mercedes 7th only, Ocon 8th for Alpine, and Stroll 10th for Alpine. So, Mercedes is looking a bit weak right now, in all honesty. Driver Championship, Bottas moves up again past George Russell. In terms of constructors, we're still 7th. We're hoping McLaren can catch up and go past us. But AlphaTauri now moves past Alpine. They were equal before this race, and now they've gone past. Roll my eyes, we actually gained a point. That's usually how things go. And once again, we couldn't reach Q2. Bad quality by me again. 16 was the best we could do, so potentially AI has upgraded the cars. Or there's been a patch that I haven't noticed, but I kind of doubt that. Currently, our long-term objective is to score points in half of the season races. So we scored points in 4 races so far. Target position is 8th, we're currently 7th. The board should be happy. And they have granted a little bit of extra funds. Now, Vettel, we're going to increase your braking, because that is what I will do. Car development report, 15th, 13th, 19th, 19th, 17th, 19th. Again, we're last in a lot here. We're second last in some things as well. Third last in a few things. And even, well, a little bit higher in low-speed cornering. But these stats are not great. Hopefully we can improve. We have the Belgian Grand Prix in 25 days. And we'll be bringing a new chassis there. Which, the real-life scenario was you couldn't do within the cost cap. So, game not realistic. Boardroom here. I think we don't care that it's degraded, honestly. Because race confidence gain, I'm not too bothered about it. Our board is good. We are having good results, so we don't need to be worried about that. Front wing research has been completed. Do I just want to do another front wing research right away? I think that we might do that. Currently, we are still lacking a little bit here. We're actually going to lose a bit of expertise. So, I'm thinking we do that. We focus like this. We once again throw brake cooling to the winds. And we're just going to run it normally here. I believe we have one engineer for this. So, yeah, we'll just run it as we normally do. We'll gain a little bit of a boost for next year. And we'll speed along here for the Belgian Grand Prix. Wind tunnel has been upgraded. Financially, I would like to start another upgrade, but we still need 7 more million for our design center. And it's just that much worth to have 4 projects going at any given time that it will probably do more than having your wind tunnel and your CFD at maximum. Race prep Belgian Grand Prix. Let us go into our warehouse, look for our chassis. And as you can see, it's not a huge upgrade, but it is an upgrade. So let's lap it on both cars. Also take a quick look here on car analysis versus Alpha, because we were kind of keeping up. And as you can see, their car is vastly better than ours. We should not be able to keep up with them. That's really what I'm getting from this. Performance targets, we're once again going to gamble on 15th. We're not going to reach Q3. We could potentially, but we will not try that. Fastest lap, I don't think we'll go for that either. It's a tempting one, but a difficult one for us, really. We're back with the Belgian Grand Prix. And once again, a tremendously bad qualifying from our team. Qualified 17th and 18th. And as you can see, that puts us on a bit of a problem. Now, in terms of compound performance here, the softs have about a 2/10 advantage to the mediums. Mediums have about 2/10 to the hards. But the softs degrade way quicker than the mediums and the hards. So with that in mind, medium is probably the best choice here for, you know, just race pace. If you want to overtake, softs is probably the better choice. And if we have a quick look here at the strategies, medium to hard does seem the most viable. Soft to medium could be, but not really. I still think that this one will be the better one, just due to degradation. And while we could try and do the soft, medium, for instance, something like that, I don't think it will work too well for us. So with that in mind, we'll be doing medium to hard for both our drivers here. We'll give them both overtake from the get-go, because I tend to forget to do that. And with that, we're off to Belgium.
It's sunny and bright as the drivers line. Get ready, it's the Belgian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Lights out and away we go. We started 15th and 16th, as you can see, due to, I believe, penalties for Schumacher and Ricciardo. Gave us a couple of bumped us a couple of places up. And we'll have to see here how this race develops, but for now, it should be pretty straightforward. We have a couple of cars here on the softs as well. We'll have to see how they do, but I don't think they'll be doing too well, in all honesty. So with that, let's speed things up, and I think this is one of those where we can just allow things to go quick, because there isn't too much we can do here in terms of micromanagement. This is a long lap, and the DRS is just that far out. We can give push here to both our drivers, allow them to use a little bit more extra fuel here
Stop lifting coast.
to try and maintain that DRS distance. Vettel got left behind though, which just sucks, but not much you can do about that. And we're going to put him back to neutral then, because I don't think he can make something work. We could try and push Alonso still. See if he can close down the gap here. We have Perez already pitting. I assume he has done some sort of damage. But as we can see here, we're already getting left behind here by the DRS ring going up to Show and Gasly. So not much we can do about that. We did have multiple cars crash though, and it's a safety car. Verstappen out. Leclerc with a penalty. Do we want to gamble here? I don't think so. I think we'll just stick to what we have. No real point in doing a gamble.
Was that a crash? Multiple cars.
Let's see here what happened.
Let's have a look. Watch this. There's Leclerc. And that's a big smash.
I think that's going to be expensive for Red Bull. And honestly, I feel like Leclerc should have been hit a bit harder with the penalty. But that's a lockup. Not really much you can do about it.
No DRS.
We'll have both our drivers harvest and get ready. And once the safety car ends here, we'll be able to make something do. Leclerc actually pitted and came out behind us, which is interesting.
Okay, energy's good. Copy.
But hopefully we can get up to the back here for both of our drivers. And we could.
We've got loads of energy.
That is good. Now when this restarts, we're going to run overtake and we're going to run burn fuel. Did we have another crash? Or is that the same crash being reported again and again?
Safety car will be in this lap.
Okay.
Copy.
You have push. You have overtake. Push and overtake. And we'll see here if you can take advantage of the safety car to get a little bit further up the pack maybe. Get ourselves onto a better DRS train. So far, looks like we are going to stay where we are. But we
DRS will be active.
are going to be on DRS, and the sufferers have started pitting. I really feel like they should have just done that under the safety car. And even if they end up at the back of the pack, it would have been more worth if the AI had the foresight to say, oh, I'm going to pit 2 laps after the safety car. Then we just do it now. That would benefit us, but we might score some easy points there due to it, so can I really complain that much? Probably shouldn't. Let's get back down to neutral for now. We don't have a lot of energy in the tank, but we have enough, I feel, to just stay flashed onto Norris here and Magnussen. We should be able to keep up with the McLaren. Stroll also now pitting, the other soft runner, I believe. And Vettel has done some shenanigans.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
A Vettel spin, okay.
Let's take a look at the replay. So this was the Aston Martin.
That didn't look like a spin, that looked like he ran into the back of Alonso. But luckily he didn't have any damage. Yeah, not much we can do about that. We're gonna stretch the mediums maybe a slight amount. They only degrade 100th more than the other tires on
There's been a crash.
the compound. Ricciardo with a crash here. Is that gonna be a safety car? Nope. Also, it's now up into 4th. So what we could do here is just go... Alonso's actually holding back Leclerc. We're gonna go one more lap on these mediums, and then we're going to pit Alonso. So let's just go full on attack. And see what we can do here. Maybe jump someone, potentially. Especially considering that we have that better... Well, we don't have that better DRS train. We are that better DRS train. And we're going to get Vettel in now too. I think that should be okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. Bit close call, really. If you want to look at it that way, but that should still be okay. Alonso out here in 9th. Could be a really, really promising... well, could potentially be points. In front of us, we have no cars that will need to pit. Potentially Leclerc will have to, but I assume he will be able to make those hards last. I don't see that really not happening. And we're gonna have to fight Show and Norris for
Oh, we've had a spin.
the points here, most likely. If Vettel can make his way back up, it's gonna be rough for him, no matter what. We also have Paris coming up here,
Alfa
so
Romeo just moved up a place.
the point scoring position could be rough, but we could also
That's a
potentially
lockup.
sacrifice everything to stick with Paris, try and have Paris pull us
think someone's run
upwards
wide.
to a better position. And I know I'm babbling a lot right now, but I'm just mentally running through the scenarios of what we could potentially do here.
Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo. We've just had a spin.
Vettel's having a bad race.
Let's
Russell
see
had a
what
spin.
happened there. Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell.
Luckily, he didn't take out his teammate. So not the worst scenario, but still not great.
I think we've had a car run wide.
Vettel running wide, but no damage, so I think we're good. He's having a really bad race, honestly. There's nothing really much we can say about that. He's running in the back.
A position gained.
We'll
for
struggle,
Alfa
I think,
Romeo.
to get back up. But Alonso is now doing a very good job fighting
Aston Martin
fighting
with
Show.
a great play there.
I believe we
They've
have a
moved up
little bit of
place.
a... Yeah, we have a little bit of a tire advantage over Show. Which is good. You would think there will be a safety car. Probably not. I'm wondering if I should just pit Vettel. Gamble, pit Vettel onto the softs here with 8 laps to go. We could try and snatch fastest lap with Vettel. Just to see if we have a chance, but
Sounds like a spin.
I think we probably will not do that. It would require a bit more work than I am ready for, honestly. Okay, that is no points for us then, sadly. Major damage front wing. How many laps to go? 5 laps to go. Okay.
We've had a crash.
Honestly, we can't really do anything else. That front wing with major damage, we're gonna just end up losing too much time. Let's get him into pit for a new one. Shame about the points, but that's the game. Sometimes you just lose out, but we're still in a good position here. We're actually better off if Norris scored point rather than us. We've already dealt with that front wing issue, my man. Also, Vettel, back of the pack. This is going to be a disappointing one, but then again, both of them are due to... would have a good result here if it wasn't for driver error, really. So, I think we will still be good.
Who's
So,
running wide there?
what we're going to gamble on here is actually Alonso trying to do everything to steal fastest lap, and to try and help him out here, we're going to have Vettel just push in front. But I believe we might have been lapped, so nope, we're good. We'll be able to run this last lap. We're getting stuck behind the... No, we were not allowed. That's my bad. But yeah, pretty bad race, all things considered. Verstappen crashed out, so even worse for Red Bull. If you want to consider that. Ferrari 1-3. Good result from them. Mercedes 2-6. Decent result, not the greatest, but still good. Alpine getting a 4th here is huge for them. And then we have Alfa Romeo and Zhou scoring points in 5th and 8th. AlphaTauri 7th and 9th. And Lando with the single point in 10th. With this, the Driver Championship have Sainz moving up past Verstappen. Because, well, they were really close before this race. And now Red Bull is going to be far behind the Constructors too, over 120 points. So, looks like Ferrari's going to take this one, honestly. They have 9 victories to Red Bull's 4. And only one other race has been won by a different driver, which is Mercedes. In terms of development here, as you can see, no big changes. How it usually goes. We lose a bit more money here because we failed the finish position streak. Because we, of course, had both our drivers crash out and none of them finish above 15th. Not really anything we can do about that. It's just how things go sometimes. Chassis has been manufactured. It was a difficult race. And, well, it was a difficult race due to driver error, sadly. So, not really too much we could do about that. In terms of rear wing next year, we're going to get a 13% increase, as you can see. And I think we'll do one more rear wing, and then we might start focusing a little bit on the smaller parts. But for now, we need to keep the rear wing within touching distance, I dare say, of the underfloor, which we're currently developing. So, as you can see here, we'll get up to 18%, up to 19, -3, of course. So, we're still looking for good gains here, especially stat-wise too. I think we can be happy. Let's get our 3 engineers on it. And I believe we very soon will have our upgrade here to the design center. 10 days left, which means we either get it after this race, or, you know, the Italian Grand Prix. So we'll probably get it on, yeah, 12th of September. So we have 2 races to go on, which should give us more than enough money to upgrade, luckily. Board confidence, they're still happy even with the bad race last time out. Car development, no real changes, I believe. We have lost some cooling, so a bit of an ouchie. We can live with it. And honestly, I'm not going to do anything qualifying. We're going to gamble on, once again, top 15 over 5 races, 1 driver. Should be doable. We usually are able to gain that much. Let's see how it goes. We are ready for the Dutch Grand Prix. We qualified 16th and 19th. Again, not really the best time out here. So I might have been a little bit too concerned that the AI weren't doing enough with their cars. So we are kind of getting left behind. Might need to make some changes to make that a little bit better. But in terms of compound here, as you can see, the softs are 3/10 quicker than mediums. Mediums 3/10 quicker than the hards generally. And degradation, they're pretty much equal. So you gain 100th for each lap of soft degradation, while being 3/10 quicker. So 30 laps really to make them equal. But I think what we could do here is actually a soft medium potentially. I'm a little bit unsure just how extreme the degradation is. Let's see what we can do. Something like this. I think this is probably the best choice, and if we compare it to the strategy A, it's slightly quicker, but it's basically what I would have done anyways. So let's go ahead and do this for both cars. It should be perfectly doable, and it should allow us to get a little bit further up the starting gate, unless of course the AI also go for the same strategy, which would be a clever thing to do here, because again, the softs and the mediums are the quickest tires, and there's just not enough degradation to warrant a one stop. I feel like it won't be that much quicker unless you know, really latch on to a good DRS train. Let's get into the race.
The drivers. Here we go. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
Here we are. Let's see how Alonso Vettel do. We have been moved up a place, I assume, due to penalties. I'm a bit unsure. But as you can see from the cars around us, the front of the grid mostly are mediums, due to, of course, them using all the softs in qualifying. Now, just because there was some, you know, sunspots on my screen, I got worried for potential rain. It looks like we're good.
You are joking.
Sorry, Vettel, I'm not. But, we'll have to see how this race goes. I think it will be good. Oh, Verstappen has picked up penalties because he demolished his car last time out. That kind of explains it in all honesty. Vettel can maintain, or rather keep up with...
So DRS is enabled now.
Let's just stop in neutral for a little bit, see if we can gain a little bit back. But yeah, if Vettel can keep up with Verstappen, we might be looking at a good way of getting up the field here, potentially. So we're gonna harvest a little bit. I don't know if I dare to allow Vettel to harvest yet. I probably should if I want to have any chance of keeping up with Verstappen, because Verstappen is being held up a little bit. So let's speed this up to 8 times. That should be good. And we need to go back to neutral here, and potentially even a high engine setting in terms of fuel usage to try and keep up with the car in front. And for Vettel, that is basically the same thing. I just forgot about him. My bad. Then again, I don't expect him to really keep up with Verstappen in this car. We're also gaining kind of left behind here by Haas, as you can see. So
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
we're gonna need Verstappen here to climb, really, if we want to have any chance. We're gonna try and use Verstappen's DRS, trying to get us up to Ocon, potentially
And a new
Bottas now.
position, just gained by Williams.
Is it truly possible? That's gonna be a difficult one. But also is holding Verstappen off right now, so I'm thinking we'll let Verstappen go, potentially. Should be able to overtake it on the next straight, I would assume.
Aston
They do have a
Martin
much
with
better
great
car.
play there. They've moved up a place.
And if they do not, then I would be kind of concerned. We were actually hampering ourselves by not letting Verstappen by. There we go. Let's see if we can cling on to
Red Bull
his back.
gained a place.
Doesn't look like we can do it. We're gonna have to push. We're gonna have to see if that is enough. If not, we're gonna have to deploy ERS. But yeah, we've been left behind here. We don't have enough ERS to do anything. We're just gonna have to run our own race now from this point on, sadly. That was a blunder from me. You see, Vettel is also not gaining on the cars in front. 16.8, 16.6, 16.2. So, our cars might need some upgrades now. It would seem the AI has actually upgraded their cars finally. And, I guess that underfloor and the last 4 races will be where we will be
And
going
there's
for
an
it.
overtake from Williams.
But, I'm not too concerned, honestly. This should make the next season a bit more interesting. We will still be backmarkering a little bit, but
That sounds like someone's gone wide there.
I think we'll still be okay, on honesty. Alonso running wide is not what I like to see. Should mean that he lost Ricardo. Yep. This one is mostly on me, though, not the drivers, in all honesty. So, can't really blame them. And we're just going to get both of them in here for the mediums. I think that should be okay. They're a bit slower, but it should be alright to just do this. And Vettel is once again fighting Latifi. Bit of a shame that we're ending this on a atrocious race, but anything can still happen, let's be honest. We get a safety car. That could change things up a lot, but currently we just not quick enough. We need a little bit more speed. Then we might be able to make something happen here. 10 seconds up to 16th. And 10 seconds down to
Looks
19th.
like Aston Martin
So,
have just gained a race position.
not looking good. And a lot of these people actually went onto the hards. That's interesting. If they're going to be on bad hards towards the end, if we can just close down this gap, potentially, there's still an opportunity. It's not a big opportunity, but it's there. It's a chance. Small chance.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
We've actually caught up to Ricciardo, I believe. Yeah, we have. But if we can close down the gap now to the rest of the field, if you will, that would help out a lot. Let's push some fuel for both our cars. And we have Vettel run wide. Luckily, it seems like he didn't take any damage, but he did fall behind
Oh, did someone run wide there?
behind the others here, which is a bit sad. Now, we are losing time, as you can see. So honestly, us staying in front isn't really beneficial to us. It would probably be better to allow McLaren to re-overtake us, and we just run behind the McLaren and take advantage of the DRS. We'll see here if that works out better for us or not, but as you can see, we're still losing time, sadly.
Okay.
Our car is just a little bit too weak. And the points that we did score in those 4 races were highly influenced by either red flags or safety cars helping us out, so yes, we played our cards correct in that regard. Yeah, not much we can do here. We also lost Ricciardo. Let's see, their tyres are starting to go though. We have Schumacher here on new softs, a bit early maybe. But That's literally what we two will have to do. We are actually a bit later in pitting because I got distracted. Let us get both our cars in. And hopefully we can make something out of this with the softs. I don't think so. We're just too far behind, unfortunately. And I might have, again, gotten a little bit too passive on car development. Just been afraid that we might replicate the previous season a bit too much. Sorry, not the previous season, the previous playthrough. This should still be a fun time. Let's go balanced here. Should burn some fuel for Alonso. And he is closing down now on Ricciardo quite aggressively.
Aston
Almost
Martin
2
with a
seconds a
great
lap.
play there.
6
They've
laps to
moved
go
up
though.
a place.
Could just barely make it, but this is going to be really touch and go. Maybe he'll be able to get Ricciardo, but that's also the limits of what he's going to be able to get. Currently, he's actually catching up to Perez, though.
There's been a lock-up.
And it's probably going to be stuck behind Perez due to how the flags work, sadly. Still almost worked there, you see? If I just pitted when I was supposed to, maybe would have couldn't gotten Ricciardo.
That's Leclerc.
But
Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
that's just how it went. It was a bad race. Not much I can do about it at this stage. Ferrari 1-2, Mercedes 3-4, Red Bull 5-6, Verstappen making up 15 places, Alfa Romeo 7-10, and Alpine and AlphaTauri finishing out the points. So Ferrari definitely is establishing itself as the, you know, we're going to win this season contenders, and we had again a very bad race. We'll have to see how the board feels about me now. Russell moves up to 6th after that result. Other than that, no real changes. And in terms of constructors here, no changes here either. Ferrari extends their advantage. Mercedes gains a little bit on Red Bull, really. And AlphaTauri here pulls a little bit further away from Alpine, just ever so slightly. Development-wise, once again, just how you're getting points. Usually how it would be. I think we're going to cancel out this performance guarantee now. We had some good races where it really helped us, but now I think we lost a lot of money on it. We have fallen a bit behind, in all honesty, and we need to try and get back on that. But again, as long as Haas and Williams doesn't score points, we're really happy with how things are. Again, I am trying to not end up in 4th like I did with Williams. So we are limiting ourselves, but I might have limited myself a little bit too much. We have a regulation vote here for financial changes to the cost cap. Honestly, we're just going to vote against it. Even if we vote for it, doesn't really matter. We have more ATR, which we will be using on, I guess, one of the wings, maybe. And we had a difficult race at Sandward, which is understandable. And with that, I think we're ready for the Italian Grand Prix. Let's set up our performance goals here. Qualifying, again, I think we're just going to skip all of these because we've been failing them consistently. And with that, let's get ready for the Italian Grand Prix. But before that, I'm sorry, lost track of time. We are going to be ending this this part here of the Aston Martin Old Guard run. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Thank you very much. And hopefully we'll be back again tomorrow. I'm thinking that we'll try and get an episode of each out daily, but I can't guarantee it. Work is rough. I haven't been feeling well, but I'll try and get back on a more regular upload schedule. And I say this a lot, but I'll try and finalize the entire guide, information, docket, I don't know how to put it. There's not really much to it. Tyre's work now is basically the gist of it. But I'll see if I can finish that here. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I do hope to see you next time. Bye bye.